good old-fashioned SEC upset. Maybe we get it this week, brother.
Now we got one more game, Shane. Only matchup in the SEC of undefeated teams. Number 7, Kentucky. Number 14, Ole Miss in Oxford. Ole Miss favored by 7. The over-under is 53.5 points. Game kicks off at noon Eastern, 11 o'clock Central on ESPN. Who are you liking the game?
Oh, Mike. I tell you what, you guys are trying to make this a rivalry this week, huh? You know, I mean, Kentucky Ole Miss, we don't hear a lot of fighting, but, you know, if you think about it, the last few times these programs have met, we've had some fights, some dog fights, and this is usually – feels like it's done earlier in the season, but I guess, you know, week 5 as early as we can be. This is going to be a hell of a ball game. We got a run back coming back, and Mr. Rodriguez, I think they try to get him involved, and I think that's a big part, man. Will Levis is a fantastic quarterback, but he cannot do it all, and he cannot continue to get his ass beat, you know, and that's the problem I'm having. This offensive line's not been jailed. It's not been protecting. Well, part of that is not being able to run the ball.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Big Rog out there, man, he can lean forward and get 2, 3, 4 yards. So I think that helps tremendously, getting a little bit more balance here. You heard Mark talk about it earlier in the week, make that joke, you know. Now you want him to run. So, yes, we want Kentucky to run the ball. But speaking of run, ain't nobody doing it better than the Ole Miss Rebels right now, man. These guys, it's funny to me. Just it's almost like they got a new coach or a new coordinator. You know, Lane Kiffin just finds what works and he leans into it, and that's been that rushing attack. And the defense has been tremendous. I mean, we're talking a top 14 program. But, Mike, one of the things we discussed last week was this fool's gold? And I think it is. And I know them Rebels don't want to hear that. Shane, why? You just hate Ole Miss. You were throwing mustard bottles at us. I knew it was you bastard. But it's not that, man. Here's what I see. I see a Kentucky program that's going to kind of get a little bit more balanced this week. I see a Kentucky program that doesn't matter who they're playing, they find a way to win. It may be ugly, but they find a way. That perseverance, I think, pays off on the road here. So give me Kentucky. I think it's a close game, Mike, but I got to pick the better quarterback, and that's Mr. 1 Will Levis. Kentucky 30, Ole Miss 27.
Yeah, and here's where Kentucky and their fans are at right now, Shane. I heard several people say this. They said, we're going to beat Ole Miss this weekend, and then y'all are going to turn around and say, well, hell, Ole Miss ain't played nobody. They're overrated. I mean, this is where we're at where we're Kentucky. You know, we used to be, man, can they win an SEC game? Can they make a bowl game? Now they're just going to discredit our latest win. We're damn near halfway through the season. We're undefeated. I mean, such is they're number 7 in the country. They feel like they're disrespected left and right every turn they make. You know, I mean, if we had the college football playoff rankings right now, you'd be knocking on the door of busting that thing in. So, yeah, I like a lot of what you had to say, Shane. I mean, Will Levis, Jackson Dart, that's not even a competition at this point in time. Jackson Dart is going to have to win you this ball game, and he's going to have to do it with your arm, because this Kentucky defense, like we saw against Anthony Richardson, I mean, they can lock down any quarterback that is playing at a high level. They can slow down that running attack. I don't know if they're going to completely shut down Ole Miss because of how effective they are on the ground. Ole Miss has got some running backs banged up. They've got some defenders banged up on the defensive line. We don't know if Zach Evans is going to play in this game. I think he is, but who knows if he's even at 100%. I don't know that there's a receiver that scares you on Ole Miss's offense at this point in time. I was hyping up Michael Trigg, the tight end. I still got high hopes for him, but they've just not been throwing the ball. So it's kind of hard to have these crazy numbers if you ain't throwing the ball, you know. And like you said, getting Chris Rodriguez back, that's going to be huge. Too bad he can't play offensive line because they could certainly use him there more than at running back at this point in time. But no, he'll bring balance back to the offense. He'll bring some play action. this is going to be the toughest test of the season, I think, for Kentucky, even tougher than Florida, who I think kind of gave that game away a little bit. But, hey, I'm right there with you, man. Better quarterback, better defense, more proven team. They've already went on the road. The Swamp, a lot more hostile environment than old Vaught Hemingway Stadium. I mean, hell, Kiffin's out here saying we're looking like a high school stadium. And I think this is going to be a Kentucky takeover, Shane. They haven't been down here since 2010, I believe. I think that we're going to see a lot of blue and white in this stadium. So give me Kentucky, Shane, 28, Ole Miss 24. I think Kentucky stays undefeated for yet another week.
I think they'd be happy with that, and I think Ole Miss is happy that we both went this way, brother. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dart comes out looking like a Heisman. Oh, Mel Kiper updates his NFL board after this one. You never know what's going to happen. But I will tell you, if you remember, these teams, they fight tough, man, and we've had some great ball games here. So I expect no different here this weekend with these two teams.
Right, and this is the perfect time of the season, Shane. Conference matchups. This is when upsets really happen. This is when, these coaches know each other. These players know each other. They go against each other annually in a lot of these cases. Man, this is going to be the best football of the season, and I don't even want to look ahead because the next week is even better on the slate. But I'm ready for some football. How about you, brother?
Oh, man, I am super ready for some football, brother. So, get those wagers in, jump on there, put them bets in, get your prize picks in, get all that rolling. I'm sure we're going to be wrong on a few of these things, Mike, but I don't know. The more I think about it, I may be 100%.
Hey, we only picked 5. How many can we get wrong this week?
I know that's the problem. I'm really leading in. I was thinking for my wager of the week, and I was like, I don't know about that one. And I was like, oh yeah, there it is. But then it just went too easy. I was like, I said that last week.
Well, brother, it's late, so I'm going to let you jump off here. But it is great to have you back on. I can't tell you how many times we got heard from fans and comments. Man, the show just ain't the same without Shane. And I said, bear with us. He'll be back. But, it's great to have you back.
Yes, thanks for not getting us canceled there, Mike. So I'm back, ready to roll. And we doing Spaces tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right, be sure to jump on. That's where I've seen most of the death threats. So be sure to jump on tonight on not to pull what's his name, Jim McElwain or anything, but I saw a lot of fighting online. This thing's looking pretty heated. So be sure to jump on Spaces tonight, 8:00. They are moving these games for a reason. There's been a hurricane. There's been a lot of storms. So I just, we got a lot of listeners down there in Florida. Just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And I hope everybody's safe down there. And it's been a wild one, but it is that time of the year. So other than that, brother, I've got nothing. I look forward to hollering at y'all later tonight.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you, brother. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right. See you guys. Go Vols.